It's been just about 12 hours, a little more at this point, since Israel carried out its first wave of strikes against targets in Iran, including, as you pointed out, the Natanz nuclear enrichment facility. But that's not even close to the end of the list there. Israel says its military used 200 fighter jets, striking more than 100 targets on what was a broad and very deep array of strikes pretty much across the entire country, including within Tehran itself. And as you pointed out, we have seen that list not only of targets growing as Israel went after nuclear facilities and ballistic missile sites, but also the number of senior military officials and nuclear officials killed as part of these strikes. The names on that list, quite striking. One of the most recent names that came out was the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Air Force, who is in charge of the country's ballistic missile program. It is that specific program that we expect to see as part of an anticipated retaliation from Iran against Israel, and that's what Israel has prepared for. Its home front command essentially putting the country on an emergency footing and warning people to stay near bomb shelters here. But this isn't over yet. The Israeli military has quite clearly signaled that the strikes will continue, perhaps not at the same pace as we saw them earlier this morning, but that the strikes will continue until the goals of the operation are reached, as they continue to go after Iran's nuclear facilities and potentially continue to go after Iran's top leadership. In terms of the diplomatic side of this, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has begun holding a series of conversations. He will, in the coming hours, talk to President Donald Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin, as well as speaking to the heads of the UK, France, Germany, and others, as it seems Israel is trying to control the diplomatic reaction to this. And then, of course, as we sit here, we wait for the Iranian retaliation. So far, it's been about 100 drones, according to the Israeli military, many of which were intercepted outside of Israeli airspace, but there is certainly more anticipated. Israel's own operation was months in the planning, if not longer than that, according to many Israeli officials. Iran's response perhaps will also take time to plan, but they are promising and have promised over the course of the last 48, 72 hours, perhaps even more, that there would be a very severe response, and that is what Israel is very much preparing for. I will point out that the Israeli military said just a short time ago they completed a series of strikes on surface-to-surface missiles. That is part of the type of missile you would expect to see used as part of that retaliation. They have also, in addition to the nuclear facilities and the top officials, gone after surface-to-air missiles, and that, frankly, has cleared the way for the Air Force to have what appears to be largely free rein as they have carried out many of these strikes.